I know we want to talk a little bit about your celebrity clients. Everybody's going to want to know. So I know you treated Sabrina Carpenter.
I was actually a minute late for this podcast because I was just texting Sabrina right before I came on. She's in Europe, and we were texting about her skin. She actually texted me at midnight last night, which was like 6 a.m. European time or whatever. And I've always just focused on skin and texture, because someone can get fillers done and Botox and skin sculpting. But if the texture of the skin, enlarged pores, brown spots, like the texture of the skin doesn't look good, right? So I'm always about skin texture. So that's, to me, what I call bump management. And bump management is...
I saw the movie, oh my gosh, I can't remember it now. Skincare. Yes. So you had a lot to do with that movie.
Well,
research, or what was going on?
No. So, yes, I was involved in it in a small way, but mainly what happened was I didn't know anything about the movie until I saw something online about a movie was coming out about an esthetician. It was like a murder for hire situation with an esthetician, loosely based on a real story. And I was like, what? And so it was, I heard about the movie was coming out like a month before it was coming out. So I literally just DM'd the producer and was like, hey, I'm an esthetician. I hear there's a movie coming out about estheticians. And I was like, how would you feel about me hosting these, movie premiere to estheticians? And they said yes. So I didn't know anything about the movie until I heard it was coming out. So I wasn't any behind the scenes, how it was made or whatever. But basically, yeah, I hosted, and I had esthetician co-hosts in 10 different cities. And yeah, it was incredible. It was so much fun.
That is so wow.
They were so the producer and the writer and all the people, they were so shocked at how many estheticians came.
They're in a second.
Exactly. Yeah. But they when they made the movie, they knew it was about an esthetician, but they just never even really thought about tapping into estheticians, that estheticians might want to watch it. It wasn't even part of their marketing strategy at all. And I was like, hey, I really think I could bring a lot of estheticians together. And we did. And here's the crazy thing. So the first screening that I did was in LA with Candice Marino, the LA facialist. And the woman who the story is loosely based on, she had already been interviewed through, Access Hollywood and all that, so she had already been kind of telling her story out there publicly for years. And when you share your story publicly, it's kind of fair. Anyone can write about it, write a movie about it, write a book about it. They can't use your name or something, but it's inspiration, right?
Right.
Everyone gets inspiration from everywhere.
Right.
So basically they heard her story and built a movie loosely based around her, obviously not using her name and everything. Well, she was not happy about that because she now found out that someone's making a movie and she wasn't involved in it. And so she tried to sue them, but you can't because they didn't do anything illegal. They're not using her likeness or name or anything. And there was a potential thought that she might show up at the LA screening because she lives in LA and cause trouble. So they had two security people that they hired. So this is the first night of the movie screening I'm hosting. And they come up to me and they say, hey, Renee, this is Paul and John. We heard that, this esthetician this is loosely based on might show up tonight and cause trouble. And we just want to make sure you and Candice are protected. So we have security. And I'm like, I'm not coming here to get murdered. I'm just here to host a movie. And now they have to hire security. And Candice and I were like, what? We're just gathering fun estheticians. And I'm like, now I got to watch my back.
Yeah, that's scary.
But that night there ended up being not a tornado. What are those things called in LA?
A hurricane?
Earthquake. Thank you. There ended up being an earthquake. And so we're all in the movie theater and the seats like all start moving in the theater.
You're like, what a wild night.
No.
Golly.
I know.
You're like, I'm going to one of the other cities to do that.
Exactly.
So I live in South Carolina. I used to live in LA, by the way, but did you have any close to like the Charlotte or Atlanta area?
We did Atlanta.
Oh, you did Atlanta. Oh man, I wish I knew about that. Oh, I would have gone. I liked that movie at the beginning and then it took a turn, but I was more into
real turn.
I was more into I was like, ooh, the facials and watching all
that. That's what we all watched. Yeah.
So I thought I would love a movie like this, but can we have it just more like a fun, you know?
I know. It was definitely dark. It was like, oh, wow.
It could be like a Bride Wars even kind of like, but fun. Yeah. But anyway.
I know. I mean, at the end of the day, like this was not the ideal way for estheticians to be represented, but we just go with it.
Yeah. And we've all had, if you've been an esthetician long enough and you've had a place, like I've had a brick and mortar, you do have some tough moments with competition. You just do in your area, but we never get to that level, but it is, it is.
We do not get to that level. That is for sure.
Yeah. So something fun I want to talk to you about is you literally just got back from Cosmoprof in Vegas. And I haven't been to the one in Vegas, but I've been to the one in Florida. So I know Vegas is like the show. And I know that you probably walk like 1,000 miles that day alone. Can't imagine. So I saw a little bit of your videos and what you saw, but I'd love for you to share, like, what were you like surprised to see or were you excited to see coming up in skincare? Because things are moving fast.
I have a feeling about skincare innovation, right? You go to a show like that to essentially learn the latest, greatest, what's coming down the pike. But I don't think true innovation is about who gets to a trending ingredient or product first. Like to me, skincare innovation is about who dares to go deeper. And we've kind of hit the same, like the peak of sameness. Every brand's chasing the same hero ingredient and rushing to market with, copycat formulas. And what's next isn't louder marketing or prettier packaging. It's really returning to purpose. And the future to me isn't just flavor of the week. It's about brands that invest in true R&D, create products that actually solve real skin concerns, building trust with your customers, and really building products that truly work. Because just because something is a trend is typically things that come and go. Well, why did they go? Well, they went because the product didn't work. If it worked so well, it would stay around, right? And so going to a show like that, I'm like, okay, cool. There's things that are trending and buzzing, but that's not what I go to look for,
I'd love to ask you your opinion on the spicules. What do you think about that? It kind of makes me a little nervous with that. I see that's coming. I feel like it's still more in Japan, maybe. I'm not sure. I know you saw some at the show, but my concern is if it would create like little micro tears in the skin. But so I didn't know. I don't know enough about it though.
Right. So I still have to research it. I don't know that much about it, but I think, I don't know if this is the new flavor of the week. I don't know how beneficial it is to the skin. I will say that how they sell it is they put it on your hands and you can feel, it almost feels like tiny, tiny little like shards of glass. And it makes for a cool story and a cool sensation, but I don't, I want to see what really works. So I have to do more research on it.
Yeah. A lot of research. Yeah.
But to me, it's like, it's not something I would jump on. Like, cause again, my brand isn't about who's rushing to market with the first, like there'll be plenty of people that will do that. And I like to wait things out a little bit. I can't tell you in all my years how many things, came and went, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, that's just, and then come back around again and leave again. And it's,
well, everyone needs to watch the video on YouTube and all you have to do is see Renee's skin and you're like, I'm sold. I'm sold.
Aw.
And you know, I always say
I'll
this.
be 56 next month.
Oh, you look amazing. You look amazing. And not just for 56, like just in general. You know how you tell people your age and like, you look amazing for that. No, you look amazing. You just look amazing.
Thank you. I feel great.
Good. And that makes a big difference. Like you want to feel good too. And it's so funny because I get pitched a lot for skincare and I always look at what the founder looks like who's selling the skincare. And I'm like, nope.
Early on in my career, there were, all these women that had skincare brands and estheticians that I looked up to, right? They were like kind of my mentors from far away. They were always sharing education in all the Dermoscope magazines and whatnot. And so I would hear about these women. And so I'd go to these trade shows and I'd finally get to meet them because I'm like, oh my God, I've always read your articles and blah, blah, blah. And what I found was, oh my gosh, you don't look anything like your photo. Like, I mean, obviously wouldn't say that.
Right.
But
yeah.
they were, in all their ads and all their articles, like they were photoshopping like crazy. And then you go meet them in person and it's like, oh my gosh. And I made a vow to myself that like, I won't Photoshop pictures. I just don't do that, and because I just always remembered like there's nothing worse than like someone not even looking like what you thought they look like. Like that's false advertising,
It's like when I used to have to date before I'm a husband, I'm like, wait a minute, you did not represent yourself. That was what's going on here.
Right.
Well, I know we want to talk a little bit about your celebrity clients. Everybody's going to want to know. So I know you treated Sabrina Carpenter. So what do you think, like 1 or 2 steps from her facial that someone at home could do to create like that glowing skin look? And what products of yours do you love that they could create that?
I was actually a minute late for this podcast because I was just texting Sabrina right before I came on. She's in Europe and we were texting about her skin. She actually texted me at midnight last night which was like 6 a.m. European time or whatever. And anyway, but, so I'm, my philosophy about skin is it's about skin and meaning it's about skin texture, actual skin, right? And when we look at, everybody wants to age gracefully. Everyone doesn't want to look older than they feel and things like that. And, there are things that a cosmetic surgeon can do when it comes to like loss of tone, right? At some point, people have to look at surgical procedures or maybe fillers to tighten the skin or whatever. And that's all fine and good. But as estheticians, we actually deal with the skin. So my techniques, I don't do like skin sculpting. I mean, there's a space for that. And I think that's great. I've always just focused on skin and texture because someone can get fillers done and Botox and, skin sculpting. But if the texture of the skin, enlarged pores, brown spots, closed comedones, sebaceous hyperplasia and skin growth or whatever, like the texture of the skin doesn't look good, right? So I'm always about skin texture. So that's to me what I call bump management. And bump management is if you have bumps on your skin, what are they? And let's get rid of them. So a bump could be, like I said, a closed comedone, a clogged pore. Great. We're going to extract it and get rid of that. And we're going to keep your pores clean with the right products. It could be acne, right? So acne management, trying to get, those bumps from acne improved. And then bump management is also skin growths. And this is what happens with age. We get these little things on the skin that we think are like, wait, is this like a clogged pore? Like, what is this? Well, no, we get these skin growths and they're benign. I mean, you want to go get them checked before you get anything removed. Make sure it's not skin cancer or whatnot, but like they don't make the skin look smooth. And so every year I go to my dermatologist and get my annual skin cancer screening. And while I'm there, I will have my dermatologist zap things off. So this is, again, sebaceous hyperplasia. I'm trying to think I forgot all the fancy
Milia,
names for these things.
well, they'd have to extract that, but keratosis.
Right, all that. And I have to pay out of pocket for it because it's considered cosmetic. Like it's not, my insurance doesn't, cover it, but she'll either freeze things off or burn things off. And that's what I call bump management. So to me, my goal with my clients and my own skin and our customers is making the skin as smooth as humanly possible with the least amount of discoloration and the pores to look as tight and small as possible. So it's really like it's glass skin, right? And like I said, I have it. I have a webinar I did that's on our YouTube channel, but just that smooth as glass skin as much as we can get it.
Which is what you have.
But, and it's things like, we just launched our Hyperfix Fading Toner, which has 3% tranexamic acid in it, but really good for discoloration, right? So, especially with age, pigment rises to the surface with age and everybody gets a little spotty, some more than others. And so, using products to help brighten the skin, exfoliating acids, a retinol or a prescription retinoid, depending, doing skin treatments that are really good for resurfacing. But again, just really focus on skin texture. Cause to me, when I see someone with, beautiful skin, it's not a skin that's free of lines and wrinkles. It's not. It's the texture of the skin. It's that smoothness.
Yeah. Which is maintenance. I think people think, oh, I'm just going to get a laser and I'm good. No, you have to still do your skin routine after that. You have to do the maintenance. And like you said, I'm so glad you mentioned that because as you age, you wake up, there's a cherry-angioma, there's keratosis.
Right.
You're like, overnight. And with the hyperpigmentation, especially hormonal, I'm 48, so I'm in the same, the hormones affect your skin greatly because you're losing that loss of estrogen. And, that's a whole nother thing. So, yeah. And I also really appreciate you talking about, and I don't think it's talked about enough. Like, yes, I know, you love microcurrent. I love microcurrent, but there is a point to where we can't, you're going to need a surgical intervention at a certain age. We're not to that level yet. Like you still sometimes now we need to talk about a facelift when, there's that point too. So I'm really glad that you touched on that a little bit.
Well, because we have to be realistic of what products can do and what they can't. Right. And is there a fountain of youth in a bottle? I mean, I would argue that, retinol and retinoid would be the closest thing to that, when used long term. But yeah, I mean, are you going to put on a peptide serum and it's going to look like you had a facelift? Of course not. We're fighting gravity,
Yeah, exactly. And I love peptides and retinoids, those are like the most researched and developed. Like there's so many case studies and, that you wanted. And I like how you touched on, I need to have it researched, you focus on research and development. That's really key with brands. Like look and see the case studies. What have they spent the money, which I know it gets so expensive to research, have those case studies.
Yeah. Well, and so what makes me unique as a product developer is that I'm not just looking at PDFs and research papers, which is what a lot of people do. That plays a supporting role in how I create a product. But I also have the advantage that I'm an esthetician. I touch skin. I feel skin, right? I've had thousands of hours of conversations with people about skin. I've touched 25,000 faces. So creating a product is not just based on data. It's this instinctual thing that I know as an esthetician.
What's very unique about you, Renee, is that you are an active esthetician and a skincare founder. Very impressive. Very, very hard to do those two jobs at the same time because I just kind of equate there's no way that I could have ran my spa and a line at the same time. I mean, it's just so much work. So it's so rare that a founder is still working as an esthetician. Like you're flying all over the place. You're seeing, and not only your work is being visibly seen and reviewed and scrutinized in a positive way, but seen by millions of people, physically, So That's a lot. So that's great because your hands are on active living skin, which that's what it is, living skin all the time. You can see what works, what doesn't. And you can see how your products actually are on real skin in real time. So, yeah, you know how to like partner this and partner that. So, okay. So I know people are going to ask me. So you've worked with Demi Lovato, Lili Reinhart, Sabrina Carpenter. Do they each have totally skincare needs? We all know the answer is yes. Or is there a universal trick that you use on them all before a big event? Is there some kind of glamour trick that we can use or skin trick to get that glow?
So let's see. I always use our triple berry smoothing peel, but I'll also have them use that 2 nights before any special event. If I haven't seen them 2 nights before the event, just for retexturing. Another kind of thing is if they have a big event, there's nerves, and these clients that you spoke of, they're acne prone. And so we're always trying to create an environment so that breakouts are less likely to happen. So like we have our rapid response detox mask that I'm like, Demi Lovato just got married. I had her using it 7 nights, every night leading up to her wedding, just to keep, because we did what's called a kill study on it. The kill study showed that it destroyed 98.6% of C. acnes bacteria within 7 minutes.
What?
So, but it's also super cooling and hydrating and anti-inflammatory. So there's nothing drying. So that's like,
so every bride needs that. Every bride needs that.
Right. Yeah. Because they're nervous and you just never know what's going to happen. So from a product standpoint, those are things I do. From a treatment standpoint, there's so many things, but a lot is also like just depuffing the skin, right? So I'm always telling them like no salt, drink tons of water. I'm doing lymphatic drainage on them to, really kind of make the skin look more sculpted. I do, exfoliation and,
I'm so happy to hear the lymphatic drainage. That's my top thing. I'm like, please do work on your lymph every day.
Yeah.
You need to get it moving. You've got to pull those toxins out. And let's not just do the face. Let's do the whole body and get it out. Pee it out.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what I like to say. So that's so important. That mask sounds amazing. I think, wow, that would be a great tip. But if you have, even if you got to speak somewhere or you need to look amazing the next day, is to use that mask.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's incredible.
And I saw Instagram, I think it was an Instagram video. It was so cool to watch your triple berry mask being made. Like,
I know it's made with real fruit.
Like the process. I was like, wow, this is so cool to see behind the scenes on how it's made. I always think that's a lot of fun. Okay. So what's always in your carry-on skincare bag when you're headed to treat a celeb client or attend a big skincare event? Is there even like devices that you like to use? I kind of know 2 devices that I usually see you have, but is there any favorites?
So what do I use? Therabody makes a little, because I'm a traveling esthetician, so I have to put just what's like in my suitcase.
So we're talking about traveling. I did want to ask you, have you ever gotten your bag lost? Like, cause you would have to pack that because you only have travel sizes that you can take on the plane. So you do a carry-on or do you check
only a carry-on?
Oh, you only do a carry-on.
Yeah. So if I, like in LA where I see my clients, if I'm doing house calls, I actually store some things at a hotel and they keep it all for me.
Okay. I was about to say that would be so stressful.
But if I'm traveling, like if they're on tour and I'm traveling, then I just bring a carry-on.
Have there ever been any like mishaps or you didn't have enough or or TSA is like, no. You can't take that? No?
No. Cause I bring everything small. Because it's only enough for one, it's enough for, I'm only seeing one person. So
okay.
I bring just enough. Yeah.
Just enough. Has your, like high frequency device ever like broken, like your electrode or anything like that?
Oh, of course. Yes. But I know it's happened before. So now it's like not my first rodeo. So now I know what to do.
Now you've got like your backup.
Cause they're so delicate. They're so delicate,
They are so delicate. Yes. I agree. Or they'll get stuck and you can't, it's a whole thing, but they're so good. So that's one of the devices that I've seen you work with, which I love too. And then, microcurrent. So I've seen that you like that too. So I love that. I love other devices.
Yeah. So, I mean, I love the NuFace machine for home but I have professional microcurrent device, and then that I use on clients. And then the Therabody, they make like just a little cooling one and a warming one. And I think that's really fun to use too when I do lymphatic drainage.
I have not tried that. So you like that one. Okay.
I do.
It is obviously summer here. So I am currently using my microcurrent device for my cellulite. I'm trying to like work through that. I'm like, this is so time consuming, but I gotta smooth this out. I gotta break this up.
Yeah.
So I've seen some before and afters. I'm hoping that it's gonna work. So your skin, I've told you your skin looks amazing, and you travel quite a bit, it seems. I mean, you're always on a plane. So how do you keep your inflammation down in your skin and your body, like when you're flying and when you're like changing time zones?
So usually, just low salt, drinking so much water, and then electrolytes, taking electrolytes as well. I'll do that as well.
And then you've got to tell everybody that, and I know you've spoken about this on all your podcasts, you're famous over the bed.
Actually, it's so, I thought you meant on the airplane.
No, what are you talking about?
Okay. So a lot of people know for what I post on the airplane, which is I always say, get the window seat so you can control the shade and close the shade so that you don't get that UV light. Yes. So the bed is, I hang my head upside down over the side of my bed for 2 minutes every night to increase blood flow and oxygen and bring new nutrients to the skin cells.
Yes. I love that tip. I can't do that because I get vertigo, but I was like, that's a really good tip.
Well, I have a toner called Energy Boosting Toner, which I call that technique in a bottle because it has ginseng and vitamin B12 to increase blood circulation.
Okay, then I'll just use that. Which this is so random off topic, but I just have to ask because it reminded me of like, I feel like Renee's in her room, like about to do her bed hang, and she's got her call. So you had your calm app on, and you had what were you saying? You're like new mood lighting to go on with your calm app. So I was like, I've got to ask her, what did you get, like a machine that I'm gonna have? So if you're watching this video, I'm gonna pop up a picture of that screenshot. I took a screenshot because I want my room to look like that, like on the ceiling. What is that?
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I forgot the brand name, but it's just a little circular thing and it reflects light and it shows clouds and stars and it slowly moves and it's just beautiful.
I want one of those. I think my son would really like that too.
I know. It's so funny because my boyfriend's like, the teenage Renee.
Yeah, but that looks so calm and peaceful. Did you just get that off Amazon?
Yeah, my massage therapist uses it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, for her massage. And then, you lay there and I'm like looking at the ceiling. I'm like, oh my God, this is so dope. And so, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to get one of those. I've got to ask her about that. All right. So you're very famous for creating the 9 skin type system. So I wanted to ask, what was the aha moment that led you to realize the standard, dry, oily combination system, it just wasn't enough? And then also, how can someone not feel overwhelmed by that 9 skin type system? How do they know which type they are and where to start?
So my aha moment was mainly being an esthetician and touching and feeling skin. And, you learn in school about Fitzpatrick skin types and you kind of learn about dry, normal, and oily. And then I became an esthetician and I started working with clients and I'm starting to recommend products and all the product lines are for dry, normal, and oily. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's more going on with skin. If only it was so simple as just what's your concern? Dry, normal, oily? Great. There's more to that. And so the salon that I worked at, she carried one skincare line. So you had 2 moisturizers, 2 cleansers or whatever. And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I was like, how am I supposed to get results just with this?
Yeah.
So I convinced her to bring in a second skincare line and then ultimately a third skincare line. And so that I could curate a routine for my clients. But then when I started my own company, I said, there's got to be something better than this. And I had already been working with skin as an esthetician for 7 years. And I determined there were 9 types of skin and then started creating a product line based on those 9 skin types. So people can take the skin type quiz at reneerouleau.com and figure out which one they are and what the unique needs of that skin type is.
So that's where they can, if you hear this, you're like, that sounds so overwhelming. Just take the skincare quiz. Renee's done all the work. And then that way it'll direct you to like, here's your protocol. These are the cleansers and moisturizers that you need.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just about to launch our new quiz, and it's going to be much more comprehensive with a lot more skincare advice and a lot more guidance.
If somebody still has a question, do you have a way, like a support team that they can ask?
Yeah, they can ask an esthetician, have a consultation with an esthetician. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay. I really liked, especially when I was researching about this. I love how you include the ingredients that you intentionally leave out, because I'm make sure that I don't have any fragrance and things like that in my products. And I love how you talk about that. So is there any ingredients that you personally are intentionally, like, you really want to make sure that these are left out of your products when you formulate all of your skincare lines?
So yes. So there are things like, I mean, they're not used as much anymore. It was really big when I started my line because so many of these like comedogenic ingredients were being used. So, but they're not used. I mean, like mineral oil, petroleum, sodium lauryl sulfate, ammonium lauryl sulfate. Yeah, like people don't, but those certainly were on my no-no list. I think these days I'm a little bit less about being black and white about ingredients, like good, bad, because the reality is we know more about skin now. So there aren't really quote unquote bad ingredients being used like they used to be, or what I perceived as bad. I'm more into intentionality of when I'm using a product, at what percentage, it's like it's more about, there's no real bad ingredients. It's just when I decide to use it in a product. So like right now, there's, you can find online like the ingredient checkers, right? Put the product ingredient in there and then they're like, oh, this is horrible or whatever. But it's like, I just don't look at ingredients anymore as good or bad. It's not black and white like that. And so, occasionally someone will, let's just say we have our skin recovery lotion, for example. It's an oil-free moisturizer to improve the barrier for oily acne-prone skin. And it's about barrier repair. Someone might, anyone can put any product into a skin checker and find some sort of flaw in it, right? So they'll say, oh, well, that has, someone will reach out, oh, that has this ingredient in it. And this ingredient checker said that wasn't good for acne-prone skin. Well, it's about what percentage you used it, you used it, why you're using it. And it's more about like, why would I ever intentionally market a product for oily acne-prone skin and put an ingredient in it that's going to be problematic for oily acne-prone skin? No company would do that intentionally. If they know skin, why would they do that, right? So to me, it's about it's about trust, right? Who do you trust, right? Like at the end of the day, when you decide to where you spend your money, you're going to go with someone with a brand that you trust. And, you have to look at, are these just white label products? Like who's behind the product? Like, do they know about the skin? Are they hands-on with product formulation? Like, what's kind of the story? And, when I make a product, I have, this is who it's for. This is why you need it. And this is how it's made. And that's what you should be looking at, because again, only the person that made the product knows what it's supposed to do. And
that's
just,
true.
Putting it into an ingredient checker that they don't know enough,
How do you get inspired for your next product? Are you, you're just thinking the market needs this, I'm missing something, or how does it come to you?
It comes to me, making a product is really about what customers and clients are asking for. I mean, it's really every product I've ever created was inspired by some conversation I had with someone, a client seeing their skin. Oh, wow. Yeah. Some people are, have this skin condition and I don't have something for that. So, again, it's, as I said earlier, it's not about chasing a trend. Innovation just comes from what's solving a skin concern and what's the best way to do it, what really works.
And I'll ask you this last question. If someone were to get one product off of your website, your skincare line that everybody could use, is there one that is universal for everybody if they wanted just to start with that?
I would say,
because I'm getting that mask.
I know, right? I would say our new Hyperfix Fading Toner, because it's pregnancy safe. You can use it year round for hyperpigmentation, post breakout marks, and just keeping the skin even tone and brightening. And so like what happens in the summer, like I'm in Austin, right? It's super hot. We know that heat increases pigment, but people are spending more time outdoors. So they're cutting back on their retinol and their acids. And they kind of just know that come October, when it cools down,
things a mess again.
Right. It's like they have to start over. And so I created this product to allow people to have something that's safe enough. It has, as I mentioned, the 3% tranexamic acid, as I mentioned earlier. But that's not an exfoliating acid, and you can use it safely all summer long, even if, obviously wear sunscreen. You should be doing that anyway, but this is something to add in their routine as part of a pigment reducing strategy that they can use safely all summer long.
Oh, perfect. Okay. That's great to know. Well, where can everyone find you to follow along with you and go to your website?
Yeah, ReneeRouleau.com. My personal Instagram is Renee Rouleau. The company Instagram is Renee Rouleau Skincare. And,
it's always fun to follow the person behind.
Yeah.
The brand. I like following you. I like to see what you're doing.
Yeah. I try to, we have 2 pages, company and my own, and I very much want people to have a different experience on both pages, right? Because otherwise, if we're just doing the same content, then why have 2 accounts? So I try
you see sometimes the founder, they're just reposting.
Well,
their brand. You're like, I could have watched this other story.
Exactly. That's like a little pet peeve of mine. And so not to say I don't sometimes, reshare stories from the company and whatnot, but
you get more. Yeah.
Yeah. We always are having conversations in my office of like, okay, this content, where does it belong? The company page or my page? But yeah, so it's more like behind the scenes. Like yesterday, I showed myself, getting a tattoo removal.
I saw that.
Ouch.
I know. Yeah. I saw you mentioned the pain too. Is it sore today too? Like, do you feel it the next day?
Is it sore today? No, not really. It's under a Band-Aid right now. It's puffy and a little swollen, but no, it's just basically, it's like a taser gun. It's really bad, really bad. And I'm like, and this is my 3rd treatment, but I'm like, where's the public service announcement when you get the tattoo, when you're a little tipsy and you're not really, you didn't plan in advance, that says, if you do decide to get rid of this someday and you regret it, it's going to cost you more than the tattoo. It's going to take you 3 years to get rid of it. And yeah, because I can only have it done every 2.5 months, because you have to like kind of let, I don't know, whatever the process is. So yeah, so it's, and someone like recently, like, it's been talked about that like Pete Davidson is, going through tattoo removal. Do you know who that is? That celebrity guy? But anyway, he's, he has like full body tattoo, and he has to be put out under anesthesia to have these treatments done, because most people can't even endure more than 10 minutes.
No.
It's that painful.
And I think also all that dye that's going through your body, your body can only absorb so much at a certain time too.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it's a process. So yeah, this will be, yesterday was my 3rd treatment, and they think that I'll need 6. So by the time, well, actually most people, a lot of tattoos, they need 15 treatments.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll when I see those stories, I'll, send you a little message like, you got this.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, thanks so much. I really appreciate you giving all this information, and it's so wonderful to have you on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Lindsay. And I really appreciate the opportunity to share my message, and you keep shining in your world and doing the good work that you do.
Oh, you as well. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.